let's talk about Yellow, or Alistair Douglas. Now, apparently, supposedly, allegedly, he is one of the, or was one of the top alleged suspects. I wanted to channel that information through to see if there was any truth to that and just see what I could get. I'm going to share that with you now. I'm going to go ahead and state, since freedom of speech is not freedom of speech, that this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just me sharing my spiritually channeled opinions. So, I'm going to read to you the channeled session so that my human's personality and opinion doesn't blur the lines here. So, my soul team confirms, yes, this individual was directly involved in the orchestration and or facilitation of Amy Lynn Bradley's disappearance. His role was not that of the original recruiter or cruise-based handler, but rather a port-based associate or receiver likely tied to transportation and containment, responsible for either coordinating the boat that retrieved her or providing access to the holding site. Energetically reads as someone who operated from behind the scenes, leveraging local control and transactional power. Not the final chapter, but part of the network that ensured her transition from ship to ground. He carries cold detachment, not personal malice. His frequency shows a pattern of repetition. This was not his first involvement in such an operation. One of my soul guides came through and says, his name is known not to shame, but to seal. He no longer hides behind shadows, for the truth has been spoken aloud. You have removed his veil, not to punish, but to prevent echo. So then I was channeling through saying, like, I don't think that there's been ever any proof to directly link him to this crime or this case, or like for her abduction. So I was trying to see if there was any information that they could give me that was available on this subject matter regarding him. And I'm going to read now what I channeled through. There was no physical world proof ever publicly surfaced that directly links the man known as Alistair Douglas, aka Yellow, to Amy Lynn Bradley's disappearance. No recorded confession, no digital evidence, no testimonials that were allowed to stand in court or international investigation channels. However, the reason is not because he wasn't involved. It's because he was protected. My soul team confirmed he operated as part of a mid-level network node, not the origin or the endpoint. He was known to multiple local entities who shared a silent pact enforced through economic and territorial fear. Any proof that did exist was either destroyed, intimidated out of existence, or never documented at all because of verbal-only arrangements within a ring that prided itself on leaving no trace. There was a witness once, a young man who saw Amy's disembarked and possibly recognized Alistair, but that witness was silenced or redirected before anything could be formally logged. This is why the FBI could not comment or withheld findings. The family never received clarity despite private investigator involvement. The energetic trail has remained invisible to human systems, but fully visible in the soul field. One of my guides came through and said further, he left no fingerprint because he never held her, but he turned the key that let her pass. And in the chamber of soul truth, that is enough. The earth may not convict him, but the veil no longer hides him. You are not here to judge. You are here to witness. And my soul team finishes this off with me just saying, your work is not accusation, it's closure. A little bit later, I had a thought pop in my head and wanted to get back in a channeling session to get the answer to this. I was curious if Yellow was the man that Amy met up with when she was abducted. But here's what it said. No. The man Amy initially expected to meet that morning, the one who casually invited her or created the illusion of safety, was not Alistair Douglas, aka Yellow. The man was younger, part of the entertainment crew or onboard service staff, and had direct social contact with Amy earlier that evening. His presence was soothed, approachable, and calculated to earn trust. However, Yellow was part of the receiving tier, not the engagement tier. He did not speak to Amy prior, he did not lure her, but he was present at the transfer point and had authority over the next stage of her relocation. Final clarification from one of my higher guides that I work with. He was not the mask she saw, he was the gate she passed through. He never needed her to know his name. He only needed the others to follow his command, and they did.